This is your boy Matthew Judon with the Baltimore Ravens, man. Check out the three-point conversion. Y'all know what it is. Y'all already know.
We are back on Radio Row with the Three-Point Conversion Sports Lounge. Your man, Mr. Controversy, with my guy, D Intellectual.
What up, what up, what up?
We have another special guest. This is some home cooking, as they say. We have Atlanta Falcons linebacker Devondre, sorry about that, Campbell. What's going on, man?
How you doing, man? Appreciate y'all for having me.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. First of all, man, we want to talk about some, and I respect you for this. Mm-hmm. You know, a lot of people do a lot of work within the community, and they do it sometimes just to get pub, or to do it just to say they've done it.
Yep.
But of course, this is not the case, and I want you to talk about your foundation that you have.
Yep. So I have a foundation that I recently started late last year. It's called the Devondre Campbell Family Foundation, and basically the purpose of it is just to help provide for underprivileged families. And my first event was a Christmas event that me and my fiance put together. Well, basically she did everything for the most part, setting it up and getting everything smooth sailing. And I invited an undisclosed number of foster families, and we treated them to dinner, and we had a bunch of gifts for the kids. And after they ate dinner, I let the kids and the families pick out like 3 or 4 gifts apiece, and they were just able to get whatever they needed, man. And it was genuinely a really good experience to just be able to put a smile on everybody's face. Like I was telling y'all earlier, like I ain't never post no pictures or nothing about it, because that's not what I do it for. You know, right. Like I come from that underprivileged background. Not saying I was poor, but I come from a family of 6, you know, so like I wasn't able to have the new Jordans all the time and none of that stuff, you know what I'm saying? Like you had to get in where you fit in. Like I wore Shaqs to school and stuff like that. You had to do what you had to do. So me being in the position that I'm in now, like I'm fortunate, and I want to be able to impact any way I can. So that was just the purpose of me starting this foundation, and that was a first good event for me. I'm trying to do something probably for Easter again. So every holiday mainly, and stuff in between that. I know next year, I was talking to my girl about how I'm trying to get a group of kids from school, like where I'm gonna take. I haven't decided yet, but this is my general thought on it, where I'm gonna take a group of kids, somewhere maybe between 10 and 20 boys. It can be girls too, but like I'm gonna have something for them where, like, you know how in high school they go by quarters, right? With like grading systems. Yeah. So like I'm gonna have where if they reach a certain GPA or like grade level, you know what I'm saying? Like I'm gonna sponsor and bring all of them to like one of my football games throughout the season. But that's something that I'm working on, you know, just continuing to try to build on it. But like I say, I just started it last year, so it's still some moving pieces to it.
Absolutely. Now, being a Florida boy and going to school up in Minnesota, what was that weather change like?
It was different, man. Like, it was something I never experienced before, because, you know, like, I spent my whole life in the South, so I ain't never seen snow until I moved up into the Midwest, and it was different. Like, just the people in general was different. Like, everybody was so nice, if that make any sense, you know, because, like, being in the South, I wouldn't say everybody got an attitude, but it's just different. Like, people from the South are different. So, like, moving up north, like, I had this very standoffish mindset, you know, like, that's just how I was raised, and that's just how I moved, and I still move like that to this day. But it was different. It was weird, man, because everybody, like, you walk down the sidewalk and everybody will be speaking to you, and, like, you kind of trying to decipher, like, is they being funny or is they actually being nice? So it was different, but I love it now. Like, I spend so much time in the Midwest, like, it's crazy.
It's funny because we had that same, I don't know about I'm pretty sure you did. I had the same experience.
Yeah.
Moving from Chicago to Atlanta, and the first thing I was thinking, why is everybody speaking?
Yeah.
You know, I remember we first got here, a car rolled past, and it was like 5 cars in a row just riding, just waving. We had just got done packing. I looked at my father and said, "Daddy, why they waving at us?" My father was like, "Maybe they think they know us." You know, but that's just how
that's just how it is, man. You just like you after a while you see it, but for the first month or a couple of weeks, it's just like, man, I ain't trying to start no trouble, so I'm gonna be nice back, but I don't know if I can do this forever. You know, just like, but it's cool, and it just shows you that not everybody's out there is an a-hole, man. So some people are actually genuine.
Let me ask you this. Oh, go ahead.
One of my old managers kind of did that. Like, he saw me out and I had a mean mug on my face. He was like, "Yo, like, you can chill now."
That's how it was. Right.
That's how it is. Like, still to this day, like my girl, like her friends and stuff would be like, why your man look so mean? I'm like, that's just my natural facial expression. I'm in a great mood, but I don't know. I don't know.
Got to be ready. That's what it is.
Yeah, that's probably what it is. I just always be prepared for the worst.
Right. Now, the Falcons had, I guess, a disappointing season because, of course, you want to get to the playoffs. You can go ahead and say it, man.
So, if you don't make the playoffs,
it's disappointing.
It's always a disappointing year. At the least, if you don't make the playoffs, it's disappointing.
Now, it was a lot of talk with whether Dan Quinn was coming back, Coach Quinn, and Dimitroff, Thomas Dimitroff. You all don't know. But Mr. Blank brought him back.
Yep.
Were you relieved or happy that he did come back? Because I know you all dealt with a lot of injuries on the defensive side once again.
I respected it from a perspective of everybody just wanted to get rid of DQ when they don't even know what was really going on within our organization, man. It's a lot of stuff going on, man. Like, going back to the 2018 season, we lost a lot of star players, and I understand how everybody's always like, well, it's the NFL, it's next man up, but it's not like that. Yeah, it's next man up. Somebody got to play, but who's to say that the next man is going to be as good as the dude before him? Dudes are starters for a reason. You know what I'm saying? So, like, you expect that when something so urgent like this happens that you can just replace it overnight. It don't work like that. You know what I'm saying? So, like, the 2018 season was a rough one, and then we came in this year and we had all these expectations because everybody was healthy with the quotation marks around it. But, like, yeah, we was healthy, but still, you got to realize you had people who missed a whole season. You know what I'm saying? Like, in professional sports, I don't care how good of a player you are. If you miss an extended period of time, when you come back, there's always going to be an adjustment period. And, like, I hate to say it, but, like, the first half of the season was like dang near we was starting over. Like, we had to get our footing back. And, like, a lot of people ain't gonna say it, but I'm gonna say it. You know, that's just the truth of it, that uncomfortable conversation. Like, we wasted the first half of our season, and was it our fault? Yeah, like, it's everybody's fault. We had a sluggish start that I don't know why it happened, but it happened. You know what I'm saying? Like, that's just the reality of it. Like, I can't tell you why it happened, but it happened, and the only thing that we could do was fix it, and we did that. And I feel like that's the reason why they bought DQ and TD back, is for that simple fact. Like, when we went into the bye week, I think we was like 1-7 or something like that. And at that point, like, we had not many people know this, but we had a big defensive meeting. Like, me and a couple guys called everybody up, and it was like, listen, this is where we are right now. We got one or two choices. We either gonna bow up and make a change and finish this how we supposed to, or we gonna end up like some of the teams that we don't want to be like, that we got way more talented than. You know what I'm saying? Like, I'm not gonna go into detail, but like, we got one or two choices, and we either gonna make the choice now or we gonna get embarrassed. And collectively, we had a bunch of guys willing to come along, and we made the changes we need to make, and we started playing a lot better. But I just feel like it was a little too late at that point. You know, like, considering how competitive the NFC was this year, like, you had 10-win teams that were struggling to make the playoffs. You know what I'm saying? You had 11-5 teams that were wild card teams. You know what I'm saying? So like 1-7, we ain't have no chance to make the playoffs at that point. But the only thing we could do was it was a pride thing, man. Like either you gonna get embarrassed and ran off the field, or you gonna bow up and make plays. And you know, like regardless of how the season went, I got so much respect for everybody within our organization this past year for being able to do what we did, because like I said, you got one or two paths, and for us to choose the path we did and continue to strive for excellence in every way that we could, considering the situation we was in, it was immense, man, because not a lot of people would have did that.
Right.
Absolutely. Yeah, so you had preliminary contract talks. How's that going, and do you expect something to get done soon?
For me, man, it's just a waiting game. I understand that free agency ain't even for another month and a half, so anything can happen. You know, my agent has been very transparent with the Falcons and everybody else throughout this whole process, and you know, like they always gonna have they always gonna have first dibs. You know what I'm saying? Because they gave me an opportunity that nobody else did, and when nobody else believed in me, they did. So for the simple fact of that, like I told him, like, we gonna always be transparent and give them first opportunity, but I do understand the business side of it, and they did have an opportunity to keep me and get this whole situation done earlier, and they didn't do that. So at this point, I also got to do what's best for my family. But with that being said, I will say that I love the city of Atlanta, and I do want to be back. But in all reality, it's not up to me.
Now, you were teammates with Tevin Coleman when he was in the Falcons.
Yep.
Got a chance to talk to him during media night.
Yep.
And he was saying he was excited, and the fact that he basically bet on himself, and now look where he is now.
Yes.
How happy are you for him?
He's a prime example of that, man, because I saw all the work that he put in last year. You know what I'm saying? Like, when he probably deserved the early contract extension. Like, in all reality, man, Tevin Coleman is one of the better running backs in this league. And I had the opportunity to practice against him every day for 3 years, and I can tell you that he is one of the best running backs in this league when he gets the opportunity to run the ball. And when I saw him get that opportunity, man, I was happy for him, because I'm like, man, like, we had such a crowded backfield that, like, he never really got the opportunity that he deserved, and he's still not getting it over in San Fran because they got so many good running backs. You know what I'm saying? But, like, with the opportunity that he is getting, he's producing, and that's what I'm happy to see, because I saw him last year. Basically, he was a company man. You know what I'm saying? Yeah. Like, he had to sit back and just keep his mouth shut and work and play out a contract that he probably shouldn't have had to do. The same thing that I had to do this year. Like, yeah, I felt like I deserved the contract extension, but did I complain and cry about it? Nah. You know what I'm saying? Like, that's what men do. You handle your business the way you're supposed to, and you just let the rest play out.
Absolutely.
So that's why I was proud of him, man, because I'm so happy for him that he getting another opportunity in the Super Bowl. He deserve it, man. Like, he deserve it.
Now, with the tragic passing of Kobe Bryant,
yeah, man.
You know, we saw him grow up. Did Kobe mean a lot to you?
I'm not even gonna lie. I'm a D Wade fan, but from a athlete and a sports perspective, man, everybody know what's up with Kobe, man. Like, I grew up watching him, and in my era is Tim Duncan, it's Kobe, it's the KGs, the LeBrons, the D Wades, the Dirks. You know what I'm saying? Like, I ain't watch MJ growing up. No disrespect to him, but Kobe was my MJ. Like I said, I'm a D Wade fan, but to me, Kobe was the closest thing to that. You know what I'm saying? So, like, that's all I watched growing up, and like, when for me to see, like, how it happened, it was tragic because I'm a father. You know what I'm saying? Like, I got 2 little girls myself, and for, like, I don't even, man, it's uncomfortable talking about it, because I'm like, the first, like, as soon as I saw, because I had just got off a flight when I saw it. You know what I'm saying? I had just jumped off a flight. I'm walking through the Atlanta airport, And because I was trying to get back to the house to watch the Pro Bowl. So I'm scrolling through my phone, and all of a sudden I see something, breaking news, Kobe Bryant killed in a helicopter accident, you know what I'm saying? So I'm like, nah, man, this can't, you know what I'm saying? You like, somebody of this status, you just like, man, nah, like, this can't be real. So I started doing more research, and Lord, to find out it was real. And like, what hurt me the most is when I found out that his daughter was on the flight, man. Like, as a father, like, the first thing that went through my mind is that's every dad's worst nightmare. Since the time your child is born, all you ever do is tell her that I'm going to protect you from everything that I possibly can. Right. And there was a point in that time where he had zero control over what was about to happen, and he could not stop nothing. Right. And like, all I want to know was what was going through his mind in that last moment when he knew that he couldn't protect his daughter from what was about to happen. That crushed me, because like, I don't even know what I would do. Like, how do you comfort your daughter in a situation where you know that y'all both about to die and there's nothing you can do about it?
Now, before we let you go, you did mention that you were watching the Pro Bowl. Mm-hmm. I don't know how you were watching the Pro. Like, how do you? Let's be real. You said we tell the truth.
I tweeted that, man. I tweeted that. I was like, man, I just don't understand how these voting processes work, man. Like, no disrespect to anybody that played in the Pro Bowl or anybody that made the All-Pro team, but like, how do you do the voting process? I thought when I first came into the NFL, like, the first thing they told me is, this is a production league. The players who produce last the longest, and you get recognized. So why is it that the people who are productive aren't getting recognized? It just shows, man, like, it's not about production. It's a popularity contest. It's about who the NFL and the fans want to see. It's not about who's playing the best. Like, you can say what you want. At the end of the day, numbers don't lie. Yeah. Numbers don't lie. Because it ain't like it's just falling in your lap. You got to go make them plays. You know what I'm saying? So it's interesting.
Is it more of is it an honor? It's an honor to make the Pro Bowl, but because right now, you know, the player's not.
It's an honor, but in reality, it's tainted in some ways, because some people can make the Pro Bowl just based off of you making it before. You know what I'm saying? Like, a dude can make the Pro Bowl a couple years ago and then have an all right year and make it again just because he's made it before. You know what I'm saying? Like, that happens. That's just the reality of it. That's life in any profession. Like, people want to see who they know. You know what I'm saying? Like, people don't know me. I'm walking around here, people don't know me. I'm just another guy. You know what I'm saying? Everybody know the people that's in the game. Only way I would make it is if I do something spectacular. Like, I gotta have like 10 sacks, 200 tackles. Like, you know, like, I gotta have some eye-popping numbers. I knew the Pro Bowl voting was tainted last year when Casey had 8 picks and didn't make it. You know what I'm saying? Like, how you lead the NFL in interceptions and don't make the Pro Bowl?
Right, and you leading your team in tackles, doing what you supposed. That's what you're supposed to do. I'm supposed to go out there and do this.
Like, and some of the players they had in there over me, I had better seasons than them, and that's just the reality of it. That ain't like I said earlier. That ain't disrespect to nobody, because I'm fans of a lot of the people that made the Pro Bowl. Like, big fans. Like, I study tape with them. You know what I'm saying? And I try to steal some of the stuff they do. So, more props to them, but I just feel like I got snubbed, man. That's just the honest truth. I feel like I got snubbed.
Well, now that you're on the show here with us, we're gonna make sure that your name gets put out.
Yeah,
we're gonna put it out.
You know, I never really trip on stuff like that though, man. Because for me, it's always the most important thing to me is respect from my peers. And when I get people who I compete against come up to me and tell me I respect your game, that means more to me than any type of accolade I can ever get. You know. So, like, that's the type of stuff I care about. But if you ask about it, I'm going to say. And I feel like I got snubbed. But I don't really care about it, you know. It's just the reality of it. I understand the way this business works. the stuff that matters to me is respect.
Well, look, my man got snubbed. That's what it is. Let's be real about it. But, man, we appreciate you for coming on. Again, y'all stay tuned. You don't know who we're going to have on here, but I promise you it's going to be entertaining.
I definitely appreciate y'all for having me, man.
No problem, man.